What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Atlantic Files, the number one podcast on the number one division in the NBA, and we are coming to you with episode number 322. We have Mike Bash back in the building, but this week we're just going to. Well, actually, I should say this episode, now that we're doing 2 episodes a week, we are going to check in on some of the games we did not get to in our last episode, and we're going to talk about Wembanyama. We're going to talk about surprising teams, surprising players, and a little bit more. So let's jump into things.
Welcome to the Atlantic Files, where humor and vibes collide. Nets the Sixers, the king of the court, jokes that hit you one more. Atlantic Division, we own the scene. Comedy, food talk, every routine. Mike Bash, Klaus and Fishbein on the mic, making you laugh every episode right. Game is strong, court to kitchen, we're never wrong. You know what time it is, it's time for the Atlantic Files.
What's going on? We are back. The Atlantic Files, brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network. As always, joined by your host, myself, Alex Fishbein, and Mike Bash is back in the building. What's going on, Mike? Now I can't hear you anymore. Your mic is muted. I can't hear you. Your mic is muted. No. I don't know. Oh, I hear stuff. I hear background noise.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, a little technical difficulties. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know what happened. It must have. I think I pulled my earbud out and it disconnected for a second. But anyway, good to be back. Glad to do this again. So hope all is well. I know things have changed since the last time we discussed this topics, basketball. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I know you're a dad now, so glad to be back.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, you've had plenty of changes too. You've moved. I mean,
No, I'm still here.
I thought you moved places since the last time we recorded.
No, still in the same spot.
Were you just in a different room?
The background changed. We moved the Peloton. There's curtains, but same room.
Where were you when you were in like the attic or whatever, where it looked like you were being haunted, that Dennis and I were messing around about?
The same room, same desk, same everything.
That's the same room?
Yeah.
I swear that didn't look anything alike. But okay, all right, never mind then. But anyway, yeah, we are back, and Dennis should be back in the next episode. He will have, I'm sure, plenty of jokes coming back on his return episode. So, with that being said, let's jump into some things here. We are going to check in on our Atlantic games. So, on Monday, we dropped an episode. We record those usually on Sunday night, so we don't get into the Monday games and so on and so forth. So the Sixers ended up winning their game over Orlando, 136-124. The Celtics finally won their first game over the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion did not play in that one, but Celtics still got their first win of the season. The Raptors lost to the Spurs, 103-121 there, and then the Nets lost again to the Rockets, 109-137. So, Mike, I want to ask you. I don't know how much of each game you've watched so far with the Nets, but I just want to know what your thoughts are with the Nets rebuild and everything, because it's not looking good. I mean,
no, it's looking great.
Well, I was about to say the actual losing aspect is looking good, but it's ugly.
Yeah, ugly is beautiful in the tank game. When you're trying to get one of the top 3 picks this year, Darren Peterson, Adrian Debansa, Cameron Boozer, you need to lose as many games as possible. Although, as we've seen with the NBA, they like to reward these teams that just missed the playoffs who already have Victor Wembanyama or already have Kyrie Irving and give them the number one, number two pick. So um, clearly, if you have a former NBA champion or former MVP on your roster, it just adds to your odds because somehow the three decent teams got the top three picks this year. That
True.
being said, no, things are looking great in terms of the tank. Um, I am a little disheartened about Demon though. There's some guys drafted after him that are looking a little better early on. Colin Murray Boyles of the Raptors has looked good. Uh, I wanted Kaman Malawash with that pick. He hasn't really done anything yet. I also would have loved to have traded up and you know me, I would have traded up for Ace Bailey, but it is what it is. He's
True.
sick. I know you want to rub in that he's not playing well, but he is dealing with something. So we'll give him a pass for now. But hey, as long as we lose, as long as we get Peterson, DeBancer, or Boozer, I'll be happy. So we traded for our pick back, and we need to just start losing. So this is good.
I mean, hey, if you just give Cam Thomas the ball and just be like, you know what, shoot 50 times a game, you guys will lose plenty.
I mean, did you see his stat line the other day? I think it
Oh
was
yeah, like 2 games ago or something.
38 points and 0 assists.
Yeah.
40 points, 0 assists. Straight
I
buckets.
I saw that. Go ahead.
I met one of his trainers over the summer. A guy that did about 30 sessions with him, and he
Mhm.
just said Cam Thomas born to score. That was the quote he gave me.
I
Born
mean,
to score.
he's not wrong. Like Cam Thomas can score with the best of them. I don't doubt that at all. But yeah, 40 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds, 0 fouls. So he really wasn't playing defense either. Because if you're playing defense, you're getting at least 1 foul.
Yeah.
So
No, he's there for one reason and one reason only.
um
And
but
and you got Michael Porter Jr. So you got the two never pass the rock twins is what they call them.
true. But I will say Michael Porter Jr. actually hasn't looked too bad to start off the season. He's been shooting really well. I mean, 44% overall, 38.5% from three. He actually does have 4 assists per game too. So I mean, maybe since Cam Thomas literally won't pass, Michael Porter Jr. is taking it upon himself to pass.
Well, it's probably all his assists are probably to Cam Thomas,
That's a good point.
unless he's throwing a lob to Claxton. But I mean, this team. There's pieces here. I didn't even know. This shows how I didn't even know that we had EJ Liddell on the roster, but B
Oh
that
yeah.
he actually scored 6 points last night. I mean, this is a who's who kind of roster. Ben Saraf, I think we're starting him solely because he's from Israel, and we want to. We saw what happened with who, so we don't want to piss off Israel because God forbid, man, hey, maybe they take Josiah out and then we get a new owner, but who knows, Yeah. I mean, we sent Danny Wolf down to the Jew League, so we're 1 for 2 on Israelis.
True. You had to keep at least one in there.
Yeah, I mean, I want to just go get me Denny Advia when he hits unrestricted free agency.
I don't know. It doesn't look like he's hitting that anytime soon because
No.
Portland is going to want to keep him.
Yeah, trust me. I
But,
guess he's closer to Jerusalem over there than he is here.
True. My thing is, I remember hearing a lot about Nolan Traore like 2-3 years ago and how much hype he had in the international scene. And then he ended up being the 19th overall pick for you guys, but has only played 2 games. Like even Jamin, like he doesn't even start. So what's the point?
Traore's raw. I mean, he was projected like a top 5 pick. It was like Flag, Harper, Bailey, Edgecombe, or Trey Johnson, and Traore. That was like the top five at the beginning of the season,
Right.
and he's raw. He's young. His shooting has to come around. I mean, he's a smaller. Well, in today's age, he's 6'3", so he's not that small, but he's a smaller. He's a quick guard, but he's gonna have to develop shooting. He's a good playmaker, and we'll see that as his rookie season progresses. But yeah, it's just I think you're gonna see a lot of these rookies, especially Traore, Demon, and Saraf, get as much time as possible. A, because we want to lose, but B, we want to develop talent. And I don't know if Traore is going to end up being anything more than like your Landry Shamet type. And I mean that as like serviceable, could be a decent role player off the bench, but he's not going to be a star. But he has upside. I mean, there's a lot
Sure.
of juice. There's a lot of juice there. It's just whether he puts it together. If
Yeah, I
there's one thing I
mean,
trust Sean Marks, it's to draft. He always hits on draft picks.
this is true. I will say though, I'm a little shaky about this past draft for him. So it's going. I think this past one might be one of his rare mess up drafts. But
Yeah,
obviously, we have to
yeah,
wait. It's only been 4 games, so trying not to judge too hard right away.
yeah. I mean, I like I said, I wanted Malwash. Murray Boyles and Coward look to be a little bit better than Demon so far, but it's early.
Right,
After Traore, I mean, there's not. I can't really sit here and say there was a guy I wanted that he passed on. I wanted Yakachonis, but is Traore
right.
going to be that? Is Yakachonis going to be that much better than Traore? Who knows? I thought the Powell pick was fine. Saraf and Wolf. I mean, who you're looking at second rounders? I wanted Rasheer Fleming instead, and um, after that, I mean, like revisionist history. Yeah, Kalkbrenner would have been nice. Sion James would have been nice.
Right.
Um, but you're not these guys. Javon Small was the only other guy I really liked in that second round, and like we talked off air, Jameer Watkins. But I can't blame him for who he drafted, where he drafted him. I mean, those were clearly like one of the best players available at the time.
Yeah, true. I mean, and yeah, after Ben Seraph and Danny Wolf, like Hugo Gonzalez played 2 games. Liam McNeely got 6 minutes in one game. Yannick Conan Niederhauser for the Clippers got in 1 game. So it's like it's not like those guys are really getting all that much playing time either. But with that being said, I do also want to bring up the Sixers, they were able to beat Orlando. It was a really fun game all around, but it was interesting seeing the dynamic, obviously, with Maxi and Edgecombe, like really flourishing. Kelly Oubre also supplied a huge game for them too, and seeing the Sixers play without Joel Embiid and play well without Joel Embiid was about to bring a tear to my eye because it's the first time it's really ever happened in Embiid's entire career. So I was really excited about that. However, I want to get your opinion again on Orlando because to be honest, Orlando has not really looked that good to start off the season, and they were one of the teams that had a lot of like expectations, a lot of promise. They brought in Desmond Bain, obviously another year getting better for Bankero and Wagner, especially with Wagner doing all of the international play he's had and Germany being as successful as they've been in the World Cup. I think it's interesting so far that they really have not looked that good. And a lot of times on offense, they just struggle to even make a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I look at Orlando right now. Desmond Bain shooting 27% from three. We know throughout his career, what is he like a 40% 3 point 41% 3 point shooter. We know that's
Yeah.
going to come up. Wendell Carter's also not playing too well. I just think that's a situation of you have 5, 6 really good players on that roster. You have Suggs, you have Carter, you have Wagner, you have Earl, Bain, and then you got guys like Vitatse and Jones and Black that are all like NBA, quality players. And sometimes it takes a few games to figure things out. Not every, we saw the Heat struggle in their early days of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. Like, not to compare any of these guys to those three, but it takes time for teams to gel. If they, what are they, 1-3 right now? If they were 2-8, I might hit the panic button. But you look up in 2 weeks, and they're probably going to be 9-4, 9-5. They're going to hit some wins. Like, let's see who they got coming up. They got Detroit, Charlotte, Washington, Atlanta. I mean, they can go 4-0 in those 4 games and be 5-3. So, I'm not worried about them.
I will just say they did just lose to Atlanta, and Atlanta themselves have also not looked good.
Yeah.
But they also lost to the Bulls and the Sixers. I mean, the Bulls are a team I'm gonna bring up in a little bit, but I agree with you that Desmond Bane will definitely return to his average. Banchero is shooting terribly from the floor. He's just been shot chucking. I mean, he's 39% from the floor and 18% from three. Just been really, really bad. And it was just interesting to me because there was times against the Sixers that Franz Wagner could get any shot he wanted, and then all of a sudden he just stopped trying to hunt his shot. So then he just wasn't getting the buckets that he should. So it just they do need to gel. There is some time. Obviously, it's really early in the season. I'm just curious. I feel as though if the team does start off 2-8 or whatever it may be, that Mosley is going to be fired pretty soon rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is Banchero. Franz Wagner is the best player on that team, and Banchero is a great player, was number 1 overall, and I'm not saying he's not going to be a really good player in this league, but he is not efficient enough to be a star, and I don't think he's taken the leap that everyone's hoped. I mean, I know he averaged 26 a game last year, but he still shot 45% from the field and 32% from three. You want your star player to be closer to 50 and 40, and he's not there yet. So I think again, it just seems like a slow start for the whole team. I don't think they're going to start firing their coach. I don't think they're going to end up 2-8. So I wouldn't be too worried just yet.
Yeah, no, I overall, I definitely agree. I think for me, it was just surprising at how slow of a start it was. But no, I do agree with that.
Maybe I think the problem is that both Banchero and Wagner are on your fantasy team, and you are notoriously a mush for your fantasy team because any guy that plays on your roster plays worse than they actually are. And I have the Knicks Bucks game on here, and I think Giannis just got away with an 8-step travel.
I mean, that would be.
I think he went back to Greece and then came home before he took that shot. I mean, holy.
That would be typical Giannis, to be honest.
Yeah. We go gather 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shot. What are we doing here?
But to address your comment about the fantasy team, Banchero still has been putting up good fantasy points. So I'm not
he's averaging 23 and 8.
Exactly.
Yeah, because our league,
when it comes to fantasy, I'm not mad.
Our league doesn't hurt you for inefficiency.
No, it's true. Although I will say my team finally in the 30-team fantasy league is looking decent, and it's only because I punted on field goal percentage and turnovers. So I have all of the biggest shot chuckers. I have Jordan Poole, Cam Whitmore, Reed Shepherd, who else? I also have good scorers too. I have DeMar DeRozan and I have Zion who have higher field goal percentages, but my team's actually winning some matchups, and I'm facing Dennis this week actually. And I think right now I'm beating Dennis 6-3 because it's a categories league.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm up 6-3 so far. So
Dennis doesn't have a clue what he's doing, so it's okay. Dennis never has a clue. Dennis is just a go with the flow kind of guy.
I mean, he is, but it does work for him sometimes.
Yeah. A broken clock is right twice a day, isn't that the saying?
That's true. That's a good
Just want
point.
to give you a live update. Your boy VJ Error Edgecombe is still stuck on 7 points.
I actually did say on Threads before this game that it would be very Sixers-like if they had all those great games in the first 3 games, and then they lose to the Washington Wizards of all teams. So, wouldn't surprise me in the least.
When is Jalen Williams coming back? God damn.
I think he still has like a week left or something before he returns.
I gotta fix my lineup. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So just looking around the league, we have to bring up. I mean, I said earlier how the Raptors lost to the Spurs 121-103, but Victor Wembanyama is just absolutely insane. Like obviously he missed most of last season with the blood clots, which were very scary. And you obviously don't want to see someone the age of like 20, 21 lose their basketball career or sports career in general because of that. But he goes into the offseason, works with Hakeem Olajuwon, lives with the monks and everything, and gets it seems like he got superpowers. Through 4 games, he's shooting 60% from the floor, 36.4 from 3, 80% from the free throw line on 10 free throw attempts a game, and then 13.8 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.5 steals, 4.8 blocks, and 31 points a game. That's just like absolutely ridiculous. And I just saw a stat that Wembanyama has more blocks through 4 games than 23 of the other entire teams in the league.
So, as someone who's watched a lot of Spurs basketball this year, for obvious reasons, there's 2 reasons. There's 2 words to say why Wemby is playing the way he is.
Oh, God.
Do you want to take a guess at what those 2 words are?
I have a sneaking suspicion, but go ahead.
Dylan Harper. No,
that's what I thought.
It's not because of Dylan. It's not because of Dylan. Downhill Dill is going to be a star in this league, but that's not the reason. I mean, dude, I watched him against the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair.
I will give it to you that Harper looks great too, by the way.
Harper is going to be amazing. But Wemby blocks a shot, gets the ball, takes 2 dribbles from like his own free throw line, and pulls up from the logo swish. At 7'6" or whatever the hell he is. He can. It's not like, okay, we've seen big men that like can shoot the ball and play defense and whatever. We've seen the, okay, you get the big man like Andrea Bargnani, he's a good shooter or whatever, but he's not mobile and he can't defend and he can't rebound. Or you get the big man like Miles Turner who could defend and shoot the 3, but he can't put the ball on the ground. There is not a single thing in basketball that Wemby can't do.
There really is.
Other than maybe like dive on the floor for a loose ball because you don't want him to like kill himself.
True.
Like literally, there's nothing this guy can't do. This is like a created player. It's I've never seen anything like it.
I think I saw somebody post that said we're living in an era where we have 2 like created my players, one in baseball with Ohtani and one in basketball with Wembanyama, just dominating their sports separately, which is it's absolutely like how does one that even like first off grows as big as Wembanyama is, but learns to dribble more than like half of the guards in the league. Like he has a better handle than literally like I don't know, probably half of the starting like point guards.
No, it's literally like sick.
Yeah. Like
Eh,
he can dribble with his left hand more than Jaylen Brown already.
well, I mean, Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown only goes right, so that's
Exactly.
not saying.
But no. So my question to you is, how close is he, if he's not already, to being the best player in the NBA?
He's the best player. There's no. He's past Luca. He's past Shea. Um, Shea just is a foul merchant. I mean, he's a good player, but he's a foul merchant. No, Wemby's the best player in the league, and without a doubt.
Even over your
Um,
boy Jokic.
yeah, Jokic can't
Okay.
change the game. Wemby can play defense. Jokic can rebound, but he can't play defense. He's not a shot blocker.
That's a good point.
No, Wemby, and the thing that I read about Wemby earlier today was that he also has changed his shot diet. Like
Oh, yeah.
last year, he's just pulling up three. He got 3 point. Like now, he's like taking. Yeah, he'll take his threes. Like I said, he dribbled pull up from mid. Half the logo, but he's also like taking smart shots and taking good shots, and he's not just like pulling up from three because nobody can contest his shot, but he doesn't need to. You don't want him shooting threes all day.
Right. And I forget what game it was against. I don't know if it was the Nets game, but when he was dribbling into the lane, lost the handle on the ball, and still was able to pull a 360 layup. Like, oh,
Yeah, I saw
what?
that. Yeah.
But so all right. So moving on from Wemby, I also want to bring up some of the most surprising teams around the league so far. So obviously, one of the most surprising that people have brought up are the Sixers, because I mean, with all the injuries to Embiid and them putting a minute restriction on him, and then Paul George hasn't even played. Jared McCain suffered the thumb injury. A lot of people didn't expect the Sixers to jump out to a 3-0 start, especially with how bad last season was. It took them until like game 20 to win their third game last season. But uh to me, I think that the obvious answer for most surprising team has to be the Chicago Bulls, because they're 3-0 also right now. I mean, Vucevic is putting up double doubles, almost had a triple double last night against the Hawks. Giddy has been very good. And then Trey Jones put into the starting lineup out of nowhere, providing huge defensive and assist numbers. And Buzelis is playing well. Even off the bench, Dosunmu had 21 points last night. Kevin Herter's hitting shots. Patrick Williams is even playing well. The Bulls have to be the most surprising team. I don't think they'll sustain it. Don't get me wrong, but I think they have to be the most surprising team. I don't know. What do you think?
I got another team for you that's been more surprising.
Okay.
The Utah Jazz. 2-1. They blew out the Clippers. They lost by 1 to the Kings, and then they blew out the Phoenix Suns. Now, not blowout. They beat the Suns in overtime. Now I say that, and that's not as impressive as I thought it was. But this team was supposed to be one of the worst teams in the league. You got Lauri Markkanen averaging 35 a game. I was very close to a trade for Lauri Markkanen in Dynasty, but that
With
fell through
Aaron?
because I got greedy. I was trying to get Bam and Laurie, and I couldn't get it done. And Keontae George is playing well. Walker Kessler's playing well. Ace is. We're not going to talk about Ace. He'll get better. But the Utah Jazz are one of my surprising teams so far. They're off tonight, but 2-1 right now.
And Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson haven't even played yet.
Well, I mean those guys are just there for the
for the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Taylor Hendricks. I still think is going to be a solid role player, but his injury from last season was still the most confusing injury I've ever seen. Just his legs snapping in half from literally just jumping up and down was I've never seen anything like that. But Walker Kessler, like you just brought up, that man is playing for a contract because he like he now has multiple games with 20 or more points. The first game of the season against the Clippers, he put up 22, 9, 4, and 4. And then he put up that overtime game against Phoenix. He had 25 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 more blocks. So he's averaging 2 blocks a game. He's had 4 in 2 separate games. So Kessler's looking really good. And I mean, if the Jazz don't sign him to a contract, there's going to be a team that needs a center out there that's going to happily sign him to a contract at only 24 years old. So they're going to have to get their shit together and get a contract on his desk soon. But yeah, I mean, I do like the Jazz too. They've also been surprising. And to kind of like round that out, I mean, you could also throw in like the Charlotte Hornets. They are currently averaging the most points per game in the entire league with 132. And like Brandon Miller did go down with another shoulder injury. I think it was a shoulder dislocation against the Sixers. So that really sucks for them because I do like his potential. But LaMelo Ball, obviously very good. We don't like everyone knows LaMelo Ball, but you brought up Kalkbrenner. He's been decent as a starting center for them. Con Knipple, like he's been on fire from 3. And then that doesn't even mention like Colin Sexton for them has been not only a good leader, but he's been playing really well for them too. So Charlotte, I mean, they might have something if they can actually just keep it together and LaMelo can actually not hurt his ankle for once.
Yeah, well, LaMelo also has to play more disciplined. He's the most unserious player I've ever seen.
No, he lost the game for them against the Sixers by just chucking up the worst shots towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
It was bad.
And I was just watching that Taylor Hendricks injury over, and yeah, it wasn't even jumping up and down. He literally just ran down the court.
Oh.
Like, he was jogging down the court. And he was just like...
Like, how does that happen?
like a routine jog.
Like, at least the other people who have done something like Paul George or Gordon Hayward or something, they had like a violent like event.
Yeah, collision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That injury will never make sense to me ever. But to finish things off for today's episode, who do you think so far? Obviously, we've seen a lot of people put up some big points and everything, but by the time the season is over, who do you think is going to make the biggest leap out of anybody either you've been watching or somebody that you just think is like going to reach a humongous next level?
Well, I mean, the obvious answer right now is probably Keyshawn George.
He has been very, very good.
But if I had to pick a guy that wasn't him, Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Alexander-Walker. Okay.
That's my breakout guy for this year.
I mean, I have a couple guys that I think the most obvious answer that I would give is Tyrese Maxey because of how he started the season so far with multiple 40-point games. But I mean, I do think Alex Sarr is in line for a nice leap from his rookie season. He's playing really well against the Sixers right now. He already has 26 and 10, and it's not even the fourth quarter. So he's playing really well for them, and I think he can definitely take a lot of his game to the next level. Another one I would put out there is Reed Shepherd, who's finally getting some more minutes for Houston. And then the other one that I had, I had it written down somewhere. The other one that I had was Emmanuel quickly. Um, I think that quickly will finally be able to like kind of get over that hump as like the starting point guard and like that scoring role for Toronto, especially because now that Toronto has like Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes is healthy and RJ Barrett's healthy and everything, they need a facilitator to kind of like mix in with those guys who really don't look to pass all that much other than Scotty Barnes. So I think that Emmanuel quickly can make a nice leap there by the end of the season. But um, I'm a little biased because I just really like what the Raptors have going with their young core. I've said that now a couple times on here, but yeah, I think that was my main guys.
I do like I do like what the Raptors have going on. Um, hold on. I do like what the Raptors have going on. They've been it feels like for I don't know, like the last 5 years, 4 years, they keep trying this like let's not have a true big man. Let's just have a bunch of 6'8" guys.
True.
Ingram, Barnes, Dick, um, who else is on that roster right now? Ingram, Barnes, Quickly's even like 6'5", I think, 6'4", six
Yeah.
five.
Barrett's like
Um,
6'6",
Barrett's like
6'7".
6'7". You know, yeah, they have Podol, but he's like barely playing right
Colin
now.
Murray Boyles.
Conor Moses is like a 6'10". Yeah, it's just like let's just get a bunch of interchangeable wing players and see if they can play make enough.
I know it's weird that they don't have Chris Boucher and like uh Precious Achua anymore because those were like the pinnacle like 6'8" guys that were swapping out all the time. But
And
yeah,
Mongo they have now.
yeah, true. But Jakob Pertl, he hasn't even been doing much because Ingram, Barrett, Barnes, and Quickly take like a combined 50 shots, and then there's only like 10 to 12 shots left for everybody else. So it's like you can't even do much at that rate. But I still like the team they have going.
Yeah.
But unless you have anything else, I think that is it for us today.
No, I'm good. I just hope the Nets continue to tank forward.
Continue the tank strong.
Roll,
Definitely have been
keep rolling.
exactly. I definitely have been there plenty of seasons, so I get it for sure. But thank you everybody for watching and listening to the latest episode of the Atlantic Files, the number one podcast on the number one division in the NBA, brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network. We are everywhere you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple, Google, all that good stuff. Also on YouTube. YouTube usually gets the upload first, so if you want to see it early, check us out on YouTube. We appreciate it. Subscribe over there. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We will catch you guys next week on Monday. Peace.